like to be a jellyfish, 'cause jellyfish don't pay rent. They ride the winds of fortune, life without a brain. In one ear and out the other, don't you get crisscrossed. I recommend you try a little mental floss.
Please forget ethics. That's about telling people off and making people do what you want. Think more about creating an ethos, and I loved Anne's point about going for languages and arts. The only two forces that have ever effectively changed the way people think and behave have been religion and the arts, and very often they're synonymous. We're here in the National Geographic. Brilliant on externals. Fantastic photographs, wonderful data. Conservation movement is appalling at the interior world. Don't just work with the religions, work with psychology and psychotherapy. Understand why people do what they do. Don't just bemoan the fact that they do it. Let's journey inward. That's what faiths do, in order that we can understand our relationship with the external world.
In the darkness, I was staring instead at the black vertical rod against the disco lights of Club Zadar, which had grown even brighter with the fall of night and were flashing colors on the river. While the fish moved and sounded, and came up a little, and then sounded again, it almost hypnotized me as I concentrated on the swaying rod against the whirling colors. Gingerly, I worked it to the left and to the right, trying to move its head to one side, then the other, to confuse it and try to get in charge of it psychologically. But I'll tell you, I never got in charge of that fish psychologically. At 9:30, completing 2 hours on the end of the line, it made the reel scream as it took off downstream like a tarpon.
You want to catch a fish? Think like a fish.
Only need 3 more years before I can think like a fish. I'm already thinking like a dead stonefly.
I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
Try to do the same thing with human beings? Oh my gosh, you know.
Now,
Human consciousness.
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, human consciousness is, just about the worst thing for a serious scientist to have to encounter, whether they're a qualitative social scientist like me or a natural scientist who's trying to go out there and implement some sort of program. Because, Homo sapiens, they're going to do the damnedest thing.
But for now I find it's only in my dreams that I can change the world. I'll be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good. Baby, if I could change the world, I recommend you try a little mental floss. Yeah. Don't forget to floss every day. Mental.